What is going on, peoples? All right, so today I'm gonna go over why your car choice matters. Now, a lot of earlier players, it really doesn't matter too much, but if you really do plan on keep playing the game, like if you plan on progressing and ranking up as much as you possibly can, then your car's hitbox is going to matter a lot, and that's why the car choice matters. So the most common car that people like to use is the Octane. So that's what we're going to start out in. I'm gonna go to free play, and I've downloaded a plugin on Bacchus mod, which is a mod you can use on PC. It helps with training, and that's what we're gonna use. So before I go doing that, I'm gonna go over here to the ball and then show you what I mean, kind of, without the box. So when you drive up to the ball, you'll see there will be sparks right before the bumper actually touches. See, the bumper doesn't actually touch the ball. And then we can see that with the corner of the car too. So this is because there's an invisible box around your car. If you see when the ball is on top of your car, it's not actually touching. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull up this plugin and show you what I mean. So hitbox, there it is. All right, here it is. This is the invisible box around your car. So if you notice, even on the front, see how the hood slopes down? The ball still actually is rolling on that invisible box, so you can actually see all the sparks hitting exactly on the box. And so like that's like sometimes when you're like trying to do a flick or something and you're like, wow, I swear that my spoiler flicked it like that, but your spoiler is actually a little bit outside of the box. So, and that's why sometimes you don't actually get a touch. And then another thing is when you're in the air, your wheels, they go a little bit out, so suspension actually works. See? And that's why sometimes your wheels will get an extra scoop and it doesn't seem like they should. So the Octane's the most common box. It's a little bit taller than the Dominus, which they call the Plank, or the Hybrid, and it's more boxy than some of the other ones. And then, so to show you the others, let's go out and switch to the Dominus. Okay, so here we are. See, it's a little bit shorter, which makes sense, but it's a whole lot longer. Now, the cool part about the Dominus is it's the opposite effect. See, what's going to happen is your bumper is going to touch the ball, but it's actually going to go through the ball. Well, we can't do it from this angle because we're too short. Well, we can get a flip reset. Okay. It goes through just a little bit. This is very difficult to make happen. Okay, we'll just do an air dribble. I think I might be able to show it better there. See how the hood kind of disappears in it? But yeah, so, and because of this car is a little bit easier to, say, for example, do carries, because usually the ball's in front of you, you know, and then you have to pop it up and get it on top of your car. Now the Octane's taller, so this is more difficult, but this car's much shorter, and that's why it's easier to get on top of the car. But this is very important because these are like the two most common next to the Hybrid, which we'll get out a car with the Hybrid. The Jaeger is a car that has the Hybrid hitbox. It's a little bit taller than the Dominus, but not as tall as the Octane. But it's about as long. And honestly, this is my favorite hitbox in the game. A lot of people really don't like it, but I love this hitbox. But I also spend a lot of time getting used to it, and that's why your car choice matters so much, is because there's only a handful of hitboxes in the game, and there's a lot of cars. But learning this hitbox is what'll help you later on in the game. So like, say you're in a Dominus and somebody's in a Merc. Let's get out the Merc to give you an idea of what the Merc's hitbox looks like. The Merc's the big van, by the way. This has the biggest hitbox in the game. Not the longest, but boy is it tall. It is huge. And that's why like starting carries is very, very difficult in this car, because you have to pop the ball so high. Very difficult. So anyways, so let's say you're against a Dominus. If you're playing against someone in a Merc, you're probably not going to win a 50-50 with this person. This car is a tank. It's going to, yeah, it's just going to shoot it over your Dominus or under your Dominus. You're probably going to lose a 50. Until you learn, I guess, how to manipulate the 50. So come in with like a corner of the car and then get it so that you get more of a pinch than a 50. Something like that. But, or learn to get the car flat with the ball. But, yeah, so that's why hitbox is so important. And then you'll learn, maybe you'll see a car that you think looks cool, and let's say you've been playing with the Octane for a really long time. And so, let's say, for example, the Whiplash. Let's get the Whiplash back out. So the Whiplash is out, and you're like, wow, that's a cool car. I want to use this car. Well, the Whiplash has the Dominus hitbox, the plank hitbox, or no, my bad, the breakout. Sorry, it's a little shorter than the Dominus is, as far as length goes. And a lot of people call the breakout the air dribble king or whatever. It's very good for air dribbles, not gonna lie. But if you're used to the Octane, you know, you're going to come in for a 50, and you're not going to realize that the hitbox is much shorter than the Octane is. And so the ball just keeps pitching out over top of your car, and you're sitting there wondering, you know, hey, why is this happening? And so this is why. This is the invisible factor that the game doesn't really tell you about. And this is also why some people prefer certain cars over others, is because the hitbox actually looks like the car more. So like, I believe the Whiplash looks more like the breakout hitbox than the breakout does. That's just my personal opinion. And then some people believe that the Fennec looks more like the Octane does. And I don't have it on this account, but I have a blueprint for it. What's it? The Dingo. Some people believe the Dingo looks more like the Octane hitbox than the Octane does. And I slightly agree. But that's also why lately I've been sticking between the Jaeger and the Whiplash. You saw when I loaded up, I used the new car, and I always do that in a new season. I use the new car for a good little bit, just to really get my take on it before I say anything. But yeah, so I hope you learned something from this. If I were to advise a new player on which hitbox to start with, I would probably say either start with the Octane, but more than likely you'll be better off starting with the Merc, because even if you run into a Smurf, which is somebody who is D-ranked themselves so that they can play new players, and there's a huge problem in this game with those. I don't understand the joy in it, but is what it is. At least you're going to be very annoying, because you're probably going to win 50s with them, because they're probably in a stupid car trying to freestyle like a plank or something, like a Dominus. Yeah, if you're in the Merc, you're probably going to win more kickoffs than you realize, or they realize. And it's just a really, really good car for a beginner, because it's such a tank. But yeah, so hopefully this was helpful, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And remember, hit that like button, and leave a comment below if you want more advice, or if there's a new video that you would like me to make. I do a lot of freestyle mechanic stuff, so say for example if you wanted to learn how to do like a pogo, I've got them down pretty good. So yeah, just let me know in the comments below what kind of content, and I will see if I am capable of making it. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Peace.